I think one of the things that school staff, both teaching and support staff, are finding tricky is that a lot of the vulnerable kids that we would normally have with us are at arm's length at the minute. And so the opportunity to just keep an eye on some of these wee ones that need a little bit of extra support, or just need us to know that they're okay, that the feeling at a distance is quite tricky. And obviously with the hubs in action, we can have some of these kids that need that extra support in a school setting, but there are always going to be some that sort of slip through the cracks. So yeah, I think that's certainly one of the concerns that we've got. But also as staff, I think we feel this obligation to hold things together, to be a point of contact, not just for children who are really struggling, and I mean all children at this point. Nobody is coping very well with this at all. But also parents as well. We're finding, as much as we might get a little email from a child who doesn't understand their maths, we may get contact from parents who are absolutely tearing their hair out. Not because of necessarily the schooling, but the whole situation just kind of compounding on top of itself is just too much. And they need to tell somebody, you know, people who are feeling so isolated, they're not bumping into their friends, they don't have their work colleagues, they just feel alone. And obviously teachers, as their daily point of contact, often are finding ourselves as both counsellors, parents, social workers. It's, yeah, we're kind of seeing a lot of the fallout, and often we can't do anything, or our, you know, our hands are tied. There's only so much we can do, really.
Yeah.
As I was saying about the isolation, I think that's true for all school staff, including management, that possibly even just a phone call, just a point of contact, chaplain saying, I'm still here, I'm available, what can I do? Is there something I can do for your staff? Can I run a session on health and well-being? Can I take some of the load off your teachers and give them a whole series of lessons, pre-recorded, RME, curriculum covered? Just anything within the arsenal of a chaplain that could lighten the load. But I think more than anything, just let schools know that they're there, that they're available. I think would go down very well.
Yeah. So chaplains need to make that approach. They need to let it be known, I am here.
Yeah.
Just tell me how I can help. I
would say so, because I think at the minute with management juggling as much as they are, I don't think that a chaplain would be their first point of call. They're dealing with so many other outside agencies, maybe with vulnerable children, but for a chaplain to then come and offer time, a listening ear, just availability, I think would just lighten the load so much during a very strange and tricky, isolating time.
Mm-hmm. If you could try and sum it up then, what's the best thing a chaplain could do, and what's the worst thing a chaplain could do?
The best thing is pray. Pray for staff, pray for vulnerable kids, but not just the kids who are vulnerable on paper, the ones who are slipping through the cracks. We're finding children that we used to refer, oh, they'll be fine, oh, they're great, they're a hard worker, they're well supported at home, they're okay. Actually, we're finding all children, all families are just going through the mill at the minute. So praying for comfort, for strength, for wisdom for parents who are really feeling that they're ready to throw in the towel, I think would be absolute top priority. But I think also just making contact, being available, offering even the tiniest of support, whether it's just a phone call to staff, a phone call to management, or depending on the permissions that are in place, if there's permissions in place to deliver an assembly, then it could be there's permissions in place to drop in on a Google Meet and just say hello to a class who may know you well, only from assemblies, and there you are just saying, hello, I'm thinking of you, I hope you're all getting on okay. That could be all it takes, just to keep people going, keep people keeping on.